Shut up, the footy's on the radio.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Oh, this will go down to the wire. Heading into the final term, there is one straight kicking in at Collingwood. 6:10:46, St Kilda 6:4:40 with all the stats to three-quarter time, Ash Chua.
Time in the front half of that third quarter. Collingwood at 71%, St Kilda at 29%, but the Pies only won the quarter by 5 points. But Wilkie, number one ranked player, 19 disposals, 6 intercept marks, 93% by foot.
Good on you, Ash, with the Red Z lending stats. Now, before the game, boys, Dom Cassisi, you went St Kilda. Bernie Vince, you went Collingwood. How do you see it now?
Oh, look, Saints weathered the storm. Collingwood had momentum that quarter. They had 72% of the ball inside their front half of that quarter and just absolutely dominated. But Saints, I just can't believe how well they defend. They're just at it and at it. So this quarter, if they can get the game on their terms in the midfield, they're every chance of winning.
I'm a believer in the Saints. I haven't seen enough of them live, but I love what I've seen. There's no surprise why they're sitting where they are, number one on the AFL ladder, because you're right, Dom, they defend well, they attack well. You've got Max King to come back into this team, Jack Steels to come back in. It's up. I'm a believer. I think they'll play finals. What I've seen today, I've loved it. But that third term, 21 inside 50s, Collingwood to St Kilda's 7, but as Ash said, only outscored them by 5 points. So very good at getting back into D50. They're off-ball or offside players, St Kilda. So just when they get to halfway or get it past halfway, Collingwood need to get it in quick to even numbers.
Calling all the action as we lead into or head into this final term of the Adelaide Oval, Barry Denner.
Thanks, Ditch. South Australia have been magnificent. 30 minutes to go. It's a 6-point ball game to finish off, gather around, and Collingwood lead. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M rocks footy. Crisp gets the clearance out of the centre. Kicks the Pies to half forward. Stocker underneath it. Bobby Hill's got it off hands. Little toe poke out towards Ginnivan from 40. He's had a look. Cross the body's got it. Pies are out to a 2-goal lead, seconds into the final term. And it's danger time for the Saints. 7:10:52 Collingwood. St Kilda 6:4:40. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Oh, perfect start in a low-scoring game for Collingwood. Ginnivan, first game back for season 2023. He's had to bide his time, obviously suspended for the first couple and then bide his time in the VFL, but yeah, nice finish there around the body. It was clever from Bobby Hill. Just heard the voice out the back, knew his teammate was there, and isn't he happy with that? As we see on the Harvey Norman replay, grabs the Guernsey, shakes it, loves it.
Theodoropoulos on the boundary, Bob Jane, Team Arts.
Saints have made their sub. Ditch Jack Vitell, and I think Zane Cordy's the man to have a rest.
Good on you, Theo. This is the biggest lead of the game, would you believe? 12 points in favour of the Pies, thanks to Ash Chua. The Saints come out of the middle. Sinclair on his left boot. Oh, the chip to centre-half forward. Didn't find a target. They come running from everywhere. Head down over the footy was Owens. Was pushed in the back. Umpire said no. Still fighting for it at half forward. Moore does well for Collingwood. The skipper head down over the footy. Now coming out of it, Josh Dacos gets it out the back. Nick Dacos. And now they should clear, and they do. And the pass finds Bobby Hill. It came from Maynard, who is on the half-back flank, members' side of the ground. So the 12-point margin to Collingwood after the Ginnivan goal. St Kilda haven't won their first 5 of a season since 2009. Can they get up and do it here tonight?
Mychek's marked forward of the wing.
It's all right. Out.
And he's just standing flat-footed. Outside ways, he short passes to Josh Dacos. Still just forward of the wing for Collingwood.
Play on.
He looks at a crowded forward 50. Elects to go for the 40-metre drop. Punt at the back. A big fly from Hoskin Elliott. Juggled it twice, and Dougal Howard got in the way and brought it to ground. And the umpire will ball it up. Still 35 metres out from Collingwood's goal. 2.5 final term. The Magpies up by 12 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So very important clearance coming up at Dacos hovering as going in hard to claim the ball is Wanganeen Miller. It took on the tackle, double teamed, and he did well to hold it up. He had a bad moment just moments ago, the Ginnivan goal. He dropped a mark, went straight through his fingertips. So Marshall doing the ruck work still with Frampton. Handball comes out wide to Crisp on his natural left, goes towards the goal mouth. Hoskin Elliott with courage, jumped through the pack but didn't take the mark. The Saints should be able to clear, ran themselves into a bit of trouble, but now they're getting out of it. Wilkie on the outer side, ever reliable. He's been a fantastic player tonight, but this kick goes straight to the Pies on the outer side. Murphy picked it up. Now Noble. Now Nick Dacos fires Collingwood back inside 50. Ash Johnson, Myercheck from 3 or 4 deep, and Ash Johnson was the man who plucked it in the end. He marks 25 metres out. Slide angle.
Yeah, hasn't had the biggest day. Ash Johnson, just the 6 disposals, kicked a couple of points. Really good look at it there. That's what he can do, run and jump at the footy. Nice take there. Myercheck probably had that to start with, but it's a bit of a concern when 2 Collingwood forwards jump and no St Kilda defenders went with them.
Had a similar kick at the other end, late in the third term, and kicked it behind. Slide angle, 25 metres out. Doesn't make any mistake this time. It's a 3-goal lead to Collingwood, and that's pretty handy in this low-scoring affair at the Adelaide Oval. 8:10:58, St Kilda 6-4-40. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
You quite often see this, don't you? It's a real arm wrestle up until 3/4 time, but a bit of fatigue sets in, a bit of, we have to attack to win sets in, and take some risks, and some mistakes are made, as we see there with the kick from St Kilda, turnover. You don't want it in that man's hands, Nick Dacos, because he makes right decisions at the right time, and nice take from Ash Johnson. But quite often you can see the last quarter being the highest scoring term, and early on already, 2 goals in the first 2.5 minutes.
Well, to be fair, it was going to be hard for St Kilda to defend for another whole quarter without getting some game in their terms. I mean, since half-time, Collingwood had 25 inside 50s to their 8.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, bounces good, bottom of the pack, punched out the side by Billy Frampton. Adams on the end of it for Collingwood. Hand pass off to side bottom on the wing. Another one to Nick Dacos, then to Noble. Got a bit of space. Runs with the footy. Dribbles the ball towards Gitterman. Picks it up on the bounce. Another short ball to Johnson. Turns and kicks to Elliott inside. Drop the mark 40 out. Opportunity for Marshall. Picks it up the big Saints ruckman. Hand pass off to Dougal Howard. Oh, Higgins has set a task. He's got 2 to beat and didn't. Off hands it spills back to Noble. Back inside. Myercheck flies from behind. Battles at ground level for the Saints. Hand pass to Wilkie. High kick back to the wing.
Yeah, Quaynor takes a good mark for Collingwood. Went to play on now. Is called to play on. Is going to send it straight back inside 50. Saints under the pump. They play in front but don't take the mark this time. Off hands Myercheck, ridden into the ground. Oh, gee, I thought the umpire was going to pay that, but he says held to him. And Myercheck a little bit sore because he's landed right on the ball, actually. He was really ridden and driven into the ground. He's actually just said to the umpire, "You're kidding, mate." So, a ball up. 35 out in front of the Collingwood goal, who are doing all the attacking. Frampton with a little tap. Loose ball in front of their goal, and he's ridden into the ground again.
Put a saddle on him.
Crikey.
Come on, Brody.
And he picks himself up.
Take him to Morphettville.
That's right. Another ball up. Still 35 out in front of the Collingwood goal. Just saw it on the Harvey Norman replay. Gee whiz, he could have had a couple of real big in the backs, couldn't he? Ross fights for it for St Kilda at ground level. He can't get it out. A 3rd ball up in a row. Identical spot. 58 plays 40. Collingwood by 18 points early in this final term. Broken the game open after a real arm wrestle. Loose footy. Myercheck a chance to run onto it. He picks it up. He gets ridden into the ground again. Ash Johnson handles over the top. Bobby Hill. Goal! Clever. Collingwood under the pump. Hill gets his 3rd, and that might be enough. Collingwood lead by 24 points. 9-10-64. St Kilda 6-4-40. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Jeez. Myercheck's last minute of efforts again here on the Harvey Norman replay. He's the player that crashes in, gets smashed again. Takes 3 players to get him down, which meant there were 3 Collingwood forwards because they've had to come off and help. And that's what created it. It was just the overlap again. Even though it was in the goal square, went to Ash, to Johnson, and then Bobby Hill just out of the air. Nice finish.
To see how Saints respond from here, because it feels like the floodgates have opened up.
They have.
Collingwood have kicked 3 goals, 6 inside 50s in the first 7 minutes of this quarter.
He's like a supporter of McRae. He's down on the bench, he's cheering, he's got the fist pumping, he's high-fiving.
You're going to go to the merch store in a minute.
And the disposals this quarter, 29-8 Collingwood's way. Nick Dacos averaging 35s, picked up a lazy 34 this evening.
Triple M Reds End Lending stats, Reds End Lending loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. For McDonald's and Remote Water, Triple M rocks footy. Heard the umpire, touch play on, so Marshall out of the centre, bangs it forward for the Saints. Windhager had it, Tried to find a teammate by hand, missed it by handle, and Nick Dacecox was there to clean up. A short pass out to his brother Josh, and he kicks wider out to Mitchell. Mitchell hand pass back to Quainer, back to Mitchell on the boundary line out of side. They're on the wing here, back to Josh Dacos. Runs a kick along the ground. Saints have got a lift. Marshall's got it. He's worked hard all night, the big man. Kicks it forward. Underneath it was Owens. He turns around. He looks for a player inside forward 50, and Bradley Hill presented. And he's marked this about 38 metres out, about 12 metres inside the boundary out of side.
Initially or early on in this game, he had the roll on Nick Dacos. He's been able to find a heap of the footy, Nick Dacos. Hasn't been a hard tag or anything, but Ross Lyon did tell us that he was going to match up on him and try and hurt him the other way, which hasn't happened today.
24 points in arrears of Collingwood. All of a sudden, the Saints, can Brad Hill peg one back? No. He's hooked at 23-point lead to the Pies on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, and we're 14.5 minutes into the final. 9.5 minutes into the final term.
Well, here's Dacos kicking it out from full back. He's had 8 inside 50s, 700 metres gained, so he does it both ends. He's got a massive motor, just works hard all game.
Seabass Super coins from Dom Cassisi. No mark taken by Mason Wood. The ball dribbles out of play on the members' side of the ground. So just over 43,000 people here for this one. Another good crowd for Gather Round in Adelaide. So 23-point margin. Collingwood lead after it's been very, very tight all night, all afternoon into the evening. Brad Crouch, he gets tackled, nearly threw it away, but the umpire says it was fair enough. Burns tries to kick it to the goal square, does, dribbles its way there, loose footy. Can Owens pick it up? He's under the pump from Markov, does put his head down, gets it out to Windhager. Now Butler out to Hill. Hill has a ping at the goal and gives it too much. Hooked it around the body, minor score. The Saints to 6-6-42, trail Collingwood 9-10-64, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well done, Jack Ginnivan, playing half forward, that high half forward, gets right down into D50. That's the reason Brad Hill misses that goal, is the pressure working right up the ground.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Bernie Vince, Dom Cassisi, Seabus Super making hard work pay off. If you love your family, look after your mates, you'll be listening to them. Their quality. As battle from the wing for the Saints, just pumps them back inside forward 50, and Quainer read that beautifully. And he marks comfortably, and he looks comfortable as he kicks across half back to Ginnivan, and he marks in a bit of space out of side of the ground. Got the leading player in Hoskin Elliott, slides to his knees and marks. A real disciplined looking Pies now as they search for another major, perhaps ice this one. Hoskin Elliott goes short to Mitchell on the outer side wing. Back to Maynard. Maynard will go short back to Quainer from whence it came. At centre half back he goes again.
So they go from one side to the other. Murphy has to sit and wait under this one. Good pressure, Burns of St Kilda. But Murphy did well enough to push it forward. Gets it out towards Josh Dacos. He then gets beaten to the punch by Burns, who goes in with some vigour and beats him to the foot. He sits on top of it. Umpire says, I'll ball it up right by the interchange gate. There are 3 Pies waiting to come on, ringing the changes at the moment. Side bottom, crisp. Elliott, fresh legs on for Collingwood. Ross, tackled out of this contest. Side bottom, picks it up. Quick kick forward towards half forward. No mark, off hands. It's Hunter Clark. Gets the handball to Crouch. Crouch back to Clark. They're messing around for the moment. Quick kick pattern straight up in the air. Sitting under it, Philippo can't get a run at the mark. And in the end, the Saints are happy to take the ball out of play through Owens.
Jamie said.
Throw in on the members' side of the ground. So Frampton back into the ruck for Collingwood. Up against Marshall. They share it. Frampton tries to knock it forward again. Goes back in after it. Elliott applies a big tackle. And the umpire says, I'll have it. And the tackle's on Patton.
And the Saints muster something. Marshall tapped down to Bytel, hand pass off to Wanganeen Miller. The kick is smothered, but there to clean up was Crouch as he kicks them just inside forward 50. The ball bounces out of bounds. Crouch, Ash. Red Zeds.
Triple M Red Z, leading stats, 26 disposals for Crouch. We had 27, leading ball winner for the Saints in the goal.
So a boundary throw in. About 40 around from St Kilda's goal.
Dacos up to 37 disposals. So 12 minutes to go.
Grabbed out of the ruck by Owens. His kick partially smothered. Mitchell in that pack for Collingwood. Snuck out a hand pass for side bottom. Toe poked it in front of Bobby Hill. Look at Bobby go. Runs through the centre. Tucked it under his arms. Kick in front of forward 50. Two players there. Hoskin, Elliott and Wilkie. Wilkie got there first. Saved the Saints with a kick out of the outer wing to Bradley Hill.
So the Saints now edging their way back on that outer centre wing. Gee, Wilkie, for mine, just their best player, has been unbelievable.
It's almost
time
been
and time again.
Best on ground.
Yeah, sure has. So the Saints with the footy through Hill, coming through the middle of the ground, chips one to half forward, Crouch, another touch for him, swings out a wide handball, Burns, who takes him on, goes all the way but misses to the right. Sometimes when players break into a sprint, it's just hard for them to steady and kick the footy, and that was the case right then. So St Kilda 6-7-43, trail Collingwood 9-10-64, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
3 behinds for the Saints in a row as we tick up to the 14-minute mark of the final term now. The Pies work it out of fullback. Might check the target. He's got a couple to beat here, and off hands it's out of bounds. So halfway between wing and half forward for the Saints.
St Kilda ruck.
Anything they got to do, Dom?
St Kilda ruck.
You look down at their group at the moment, and they're 21 points in arrears. What do you think?
No St Kilda.
Well, they just look a bit rattled at the moment, St Kilda. Collingwood winning key contest, playing the game in their half.
Spins in again. Billy Frampton will slap it to the boundary line for the Pies. Crouch gets there first. And his hand pass off to Bytel, the sub on the ground. Sees him pushed out of bounds again. Real arm wrestle at the moment, but Collingwood in control. 21-point leaders, 14.5 final term.
Umpire throws it in. Ruck work done by Frampton was good. Side bottom, another kick for him. Left foot kick high to centre wing, no mark, over the back. Wanganeen Miller picks it up. Oh, it took too long. McCreary, good pressure. Turned the ball over. Now Nick Dacos through the middle. Handballs forward. Adams over the top. Hoskin Elliott, Jamie Elliott. He can't pick it up. Has a fumble. And the Saints win the footy at halfback. Ends up with Owens. Now Patton. Short pass. He gets rock and rolled after the kick.
No.
And Butler takes the mark at centre wing.
Back around behind the mark. Time back on, stand.
So the Saints need to go forward quickly. Need to get on with it. Butler, though, held up for the moment. Nothing on offer. Runs around side bottom. Delivers it high. Darcy Moore under this one for Collingwood. Caminiti off hands. Owens read it beautifully. And then chips it across half forward from one side to the other. Hill. Oh, he's had a touch of the fumbles. He dropped the mark. Chips it inside 50. No mark taken. The target was the young Filippo. Couldn't take the mark. And now Wilson to Quaynor. And they kick to a vacant centre wing on the other side. Collingwood. Foot race. Bobby Elliott out there. Couldn't pick it up. Gee, coming through Markov. He's a hell of an athlete as well, this lad. He can run. And he just pushes it along in front of him. He loses out to Wilkie in the end. Bytel. And the Saints win it back.
Ross back to Battle. Here they go again. But he's kicked smothered. Noble Priet. Battle lays the tackle. Footy underneath Noble. Umpire will ball it up in the wing.
Pressure too good from Collingwood at the moment. Just pressure after contest. They just keep turning up and doing the right thing. Tackle, smothers, little 1%ers.
Up they go. Frampton down with a tap. Only as far for the Saints as Battle. Little high kick goes over towards Crouch on the wing. Hand pass to Brad Hill. Kick forward. Big fist from Maynard from centre half back. Ball's on the deck. Higgins will get there first. Hand pass inside forward 50 to Philippou. Does a beautiful dummy round side bottom. Has he got the goal? No. Another point. Jeez, he spun around in a 360. That was sensational. 20 points now, Collingwood's lead. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Long kick comes into Elliott.
Stand.
Who just slows things down for the moment. Goes very short side bottom.
Stand.
What a player this fella has been. Dom, you would have played against side bottom a lot. What a player this fella has been for Collingwood.
Move it on.
He's been a stalwart for many years. He's just consistent week in, week out.
Great skills either side as well.
That's what I love about him.
Over the back, Howard. Gee, great tackle applied, although it was a bit crude. McCreary was the tackler.
Straight to Scott.
See this.
Crouch at the bottom of the pack gets the free kick for being ridden into the ground. Just saw it on the Harvey Norman replay. Crouch from half-back.
He's had a good day too, Brad Crouch.
Move it on. Play
in some
on.
ripping form.
Nothing for him to kick to, so he pumps it long. Frampton in front. Didn't take the mark. Off hands, Filippo. Had a bit of an airy with the kick. Good hassling from Maynard. He pushes the ball forward for Adams. Adams head over the footy. He's tackled by Mason Wood. And the umpire says holding the ball. Mason Wood did well. Good tackle as Pendlebury was threatening to run away and go forward for Collingwood.
Yeah, Spaz, what they need to do, they need to take the game on. Oh, no.
Well, they tried to then. Ginnivan read it beautifully. Got in front of Stocker. Affected the spoil, then spins around, kicks to Elliott, who's just inside the 50. Good evasive skills, gets around Wilkie, goes goalward, and he pumps it home. What a goal!
A finisher.
Oh, that was spectacular. Jamie Elliott. Collingwood 10-10-70. St Kilda 6-8-44. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. There are certain players who know where the goals are, and he's one of them.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It was good defensive play by Ginnivan. You know, he's come into the team.
Good fish.
And, you know, we saw a play before, Burn, that you called where he was actually in the back line defending.
Yep.
So he's came in with the right attitude. He's working hard both ways, and he set it up for Elliott. Just a good finish. And we spoke at three-quarter time off air. We were just like, you know what, Collingwood, they just seem to have that bit more potent forward line to be able to keep the scoreboard ticking over compared to St Kilda. We're starting to see that this quarter.
Harvey Norman replay, loved it, Billy. Straight off the boot, he knew it was home. Bonus gift cards on selected cooking appliances from Electrolux and Westinghouse. Now at Harvey Norman. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Bounces good, Pies finishing strong, but the Saints still working hard out of the centre. Seb Ross gets the clearance. Little toe poke to half forward, follows up his own work. Hand pass off to Burns. Had a flying shot off balance and it bounces out of bounds. Left forward pocket for the Saints. The Pies
Mitch, thank you.
just giving a real reality check to the Saints here. 26 points up Collingwood. 20 minutes into the final term.
Had more time, Burns. Had no one around him. He slammed it on the boot quickly. Could have settled and had a shot.
So throw in left forward pocket for St Kilda as they fight for it in front of their goal. Caminiti went through his fingertips. Mason Wood fights for it.
Roll up. Back this
with
way.
Josh Dacos. Umpire says I'll ball it up.
Thank you.
20 out.
Nominate Rux, Mitch,
Saints
Billy.
goal.
Throwing it here.
Umpire having a fair bit to say. Owens doing the ruck work with Frampton. The Saints win it at ground level. See the handball
Holding the ball.
from Ross. Caught holding the ball.
Just relentless, this pressure from Collingwood. It's
Great
been
tackling.
for 4 quarters. You could argue St Kilda are very good for probably 3 quarters, but just dropped off a little bit in this quarter. You've got to be able to go 4 quarters with the big boys.
Push out.
It's a great learning curve for the Saints, though. I mean, their
Come on,
average
stand, please.
age is 23 of their list, and we saw Burns in that last piece of play. We've seen Philippou. They just lack that composure, but that'll come with more games played, and you know they've got such a bright future. They're in good hands.
Pendlebury to Nick Dacos. How many for him now? Is he up to the 40 yet?
Disposal number 40, equal PB.
Good. Yeah, what a stat. Red Z lending stats as Tom Wilson fights hard for Collingwood. Gets it to Crisp, who spirals one along centre wing. No mark out there. Myercheck grabs it with brute strength. Handball to Frampton on hands and knees. Got the handball to Mitchell. Another one over the top. Josh Dacos, left foot kick. Beautiful kick it is too. Looking for Elliott. He's double teamed by 2 taller opponents. And Dougal Howard takes the mark.
He goes to ground, gets back up. The Pies have been clean in this final term when they've had it. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. You won't be disappointed as Wilkie from true centre half back drills the ball to Sinclair for St Kilda. Looks up the corridor, spotted Seb Ross running, but the kick was too long. And Markov came in and got in the way. Good tackle, Seb Ross drags him to the ground, and there'll be a ball up. Saints undefeated before they came into this one. And they've run into a very disciplined Collingwood side. Ball thrown up in the air. Johnson, fist on it. Burns had bounced his way but too far. Noble got in the way. Burns pushed him over. Picked it up for St Kilda. Runs to 60. Ran into Nick Dacos. Good pressure. Good pressure. And Collingwood reclaim. Pendlebury. Hand pass off to Mitchell. Then to Crisp. He's in the centre of the ground. He's got Bobby Hill. He's a little toe poke onto the wing for him. Got a player over the top in Wilson. Wilson in space. 65 out. Low drop punt inside. Has he found the target? No.
Stand.
He didn't find the target.
Stand.
And dropping back Dougal Howard again in the back pocket. He takes the mark for the Saints.
Outside 5.
St Kilda deep in defence. Stocker showing a bit of courage tonight. Stocker a couple of times. Goes to Sinclair, who's had a ton of the footy as well.
25.
Left foot kick. 25. Red Z landings for him. The Saints now through Hill. Centre wing out of sight. Good mark taken. And the handball on quickly. Ross delivers all the way to full forward. Owens Quaynor, great use of the body. Quaynor just edges him under the ball. and takes a good strong mark. Last line of defence. To the back pocket,
Out, back
Pendlebury.
2 metres, back 2 metres.
Both
Thank you,
Dacos
Stan.
boys tonight with equal PBs in terms of stats. 29
Outside
for Josh,
five.
40 for Nick.
Isn't that amazing? Incredible stuff. Noble with the ball in the back pocket.
Play on.
Still
Front of the
five,
Mark Rasciuto stand at the Adelaide Oval.
still 5 to go too.
Yep. This kick, not his best, goes out on the full. The Saints to get the relieving kick.
Mason Brown asked Mark Rasciuto last night what it was like just sitting here looking at his own stand.
What was the answer?
He said it's not a bad thing.
Hey, Roy always complains he's not in the middle.
He did mention that. As Bradley Hill ran away from the wing, got it to Burns, and Burns' hand pass cut off by side bottom, who read it beautifully at half-back. The Magpies know they got this in control and their system is working well. Kicks to half-back where Mitchell was waiting. Mitchell puts in front of Bobby Hill on the wing. He picks up the bouncing ball, going to play loose at half-forward. Puts it out in front of him in Big Mychek, who's absolutely stuffed. He bent over and picked it up and had one last crack at kicking it to full forward. Hunter Clark got in the way. Kicks it back here to Mason Wood. Wood's got it. Little hand pass back to his teammate in Wanganeen Miller. He goes long to half forward for the Saints. Marshall marks. Hand pass to Owens. Open goal square. He's 50 out. He has a crack. That's what he does. And I think he's bounced it home or has it touched the goalpost?
Clip the padding.
Jeez, he's unlucky if it's touched because it's touched the post, that is, because it's where you put the flags in.
Behind the ball.
So Harvey Norman replay. So the umpire thinks it's touched.
So
Darcy.
it's where the flags are put up against the goalpost, and I think it's just flicked the flag, hasn't it? Oh, that's close.
Is the flag part of the post?
Well, it is,
I suppose it is, yeah.
Anything that's there. We saw it hit the flap the other night.
That's right.
That was undone. That would definitely have been a goal in the Richmond-Sydney game. Oh.
That's why you got to tie them down.
And have all your...
Review complete. Looking at these angles, we can see there is a spike on edge as the ball passes the post. Decision on the scoreboard.
Okay. Snickometer.
He's out. He's nicked it.
He's got to walk. So minor score St Kilda. Theodoropoulos on the boundary.
It's Nathan Murphy's gone down into the rooms. He was helped from the ground by the doctors, looked a bit groggy, and as he crossed the interchange bench, gave an absolute barrage of abuse to the Saints bench. Someone's clipped him behind play, and he was not happy about it at all.
Okay, bit of feeling. Theodoropoulos for Bob Jane teammates. They've got great buy 3, get 1 free deals, plus instant cash back. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Mark taken by Mychek, who's a long way from goal. Unfamiliar territory for him. He goes very, very short. Josh Dacos. Collingwood in control after a very, very tight game all night. Kicks it to his brother. Another stat for him, 41. Career high. To Darcy Moore at centre half-back. Just lopes his way out of defence.
Jeez.
Delivers to the outer side.
Don't hear this chant too many times.
Not at Adelaide Oval.
No. How loud's that?
That's fantastic.
So the Pies with the footy. Crisp goes to the outer side. Mark taken by Noble. Collingwood taking plenty of time in this build-up, and they started doing this in the third term. After playing frantic football, they just slowed it down and pinpointed their passes. This one goes all the way to half forward, and the mark taken by the ruckman Marshall.
Wants to get on with it. They're still working, the Saints, trying to create something. It's the corridor they're after. Seb Ross with a short pass to him. He hand passes off to Hill, another one to Clark. In the centre, he hand passes to Crouch, tapped it down to Gresham. Goes back again, back Patton, another hand pass to Wanganeen Miller on the wing. Goes short to Wood, he's got space, 65 from home. Got a player over the top. Went for the shorter lead instead to Higgins.
No.
And he's been paid for an infringement, and he's about 43 metres out on a 45-degree angle. You said no, Burn?
Nah, that was a great spoil, I thought. I'm going to have to see the replay on the Harvey Norman replay, but that looked like a good spoil. It was a beautiful kick on the lead.
Maynard with a face that says he wants to say plenty, but realises he can say nothing.
Well, the umpire called a push in the back. That's one thing it wasn't. It was either high contact or play on, which I think the latter should have won out.
Higgins from about 46 metres. Beautiful drop punt. He's got that. His second goal of the night. Saints get one back. 7-9-51 they are. 19 points in arrears of Collingwood. 10-10-70. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade, of course, is here to partner you with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make life work.
Saints are fighting it out to the end. They've had the 12 inside 50s this quarter. and kicked 1 goal 5. So they're the 6 scoring shots. The Pies had 11 inside 50s, kicked 4 straight. So that's the difference.
Just saw the contact on the Harvey Norman replay and Murphy giving it to the bench, as Theo Dropoulos just told us. It looked like an off-ball sort of. He was trying to get him behind Murphy, and then there was a bit of push and shove and just clipped him high with the forearm. So he certainly went down, Murphy, and interesting to see what they can find in that with a match review.
The margin is 19 points in favour of the Pies for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy.
Crouch. St Kilda.
Brad Crouch, who's had a big night for the Saints, gets the kick out of the middle, all the way to centre half forward. The Pies fly from behind. Ross off hands, claimed it beautifully. Sends it out in the direction of Burns, can't pick it up. Comes to Mason Wood. He gets around onto that left, as he loves to do. Goes Goldwood. Can it come back enough? No, it can't. Margin back to 18 points. 7-10-52. That's the Saints. Collingwood 10-10-70.
Very nice of Port Adelaide boys to give Collingwood your rooms tonight.
Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't think you'd allow that. The prison bar saga going on.
A minute 30 left on the clock and an 18-point lead to Collingwood. Noble a long kick from fullback. Big Marshall's taking the mark, Ash. His numbers.
Disposal number 25 and 7 marks.
Jeez.
The big ruckman kicks to full forward, off hands. Filippo, little hand pass, Burns, he dribbles it home. It's another goal. 1-13, 1-12, 1-11. The clock stops at, and it's a 2-goal ball game. No, we couldn't, could we?
Come on.
10-70 to 18-58. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Out of nowhere, it's almost game on again.
No. Surely?
No. Well, when it's possible.
Right.
I'm saying no, but are you calling it, Baz?
No, well, I've seen funnier things, and what a way to finish gather round.
Gee, this is a big centre clearance coming up.
Come on, kick a goal.
So Frampton in the ruck for Collingwood. He's got a big job ahead of him against the bigger man in Marshall.
Next guy's out
In
of the
fact,
circle.
Oregon Owens has gone into the ruck for St Kilda.
Look at Marshall's been a big part of that, hasn't he? Those last chances.
So for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, what will happen now? Frampton wins the tap. St Kilda will get to the ball first. Gresham. In fact, Sinclair picks it up. On the run is Hunter Clark. He delivers out to the half-forward. Quaynor plays in front, no mark. St Kilda win the ball at half-forward. They're running hard through half-forward. Brad Crouch goes goalward, and he kicks it. It is a 6-point game. There's a minute to go. 51 seconds in the clock. What a finish at the Adelaide Oval. Brad Crouch brings it back to a straight kick.
Baz.
Can you believe it?
Baz.
No.
Jesus. You put a line through him, Baz. You're at their funerals.
Tell you what, boys. Saints this quarter have had 5 centre bounce clearances to Collingwood's 2, and have had 9 scoring shots, so they're a chance to win it out here.
St Kilda 9-10-64, Collingwood 10-10-70. It's a 6-point margin. 51 seconds on the clock. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It's game sense here. Surely you have your number one ruckman in the centre bounce when the game's on the line. Rowan Marshall has to get on the ground. It's too late now, but surely the message goes out to get him in there. He's having an unbelievable game.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Owens up. He got a hand on the ball. Punched it forward. Pendlebury gets in the way. Oh, there's Crouch right in the middle of it. Got it to Owens. Hand pass to Clark. Then to Sinclair. Toe poke inside. Maynard takes a mark. Maynard has set it back. Ross has got a massive smile on his head.
He's laughing.
Can't believe it. 6 points.
Gee, they had time there. They had time.
They did.
23 seconds on the clock. Dougal Howard.
It's not over yet.
He's marked 15. He's 70 metres out.
Howard plays on, kicks it high into the spot in front of full forward. Massive pack of players off hands. Collingwood. The Pies. Now the Saints through Owens. Handballs forward. There are only seconds remaining. The Pies are going to bottle it up. 2 seconds remain, and they've done enough. They have done enough.
What a weekend.
A ball up, 25 out from the St Kilda goal, and the siren will go. What a game of football to finish gather round. A spectacular finish here in Adelaide, and the Pies get it done by one straight kick. Can you believe it?
Jeez. Get your phones out, Ash.
Collingwood 10-10-70, St Kilda 9-10-64. A magnificent game of football. what an advertisement for the game, eh? It doesn't get any better than that. A 2-point game at Norwood Oval this afternoon. A 6-point game here at the Adelaide Oval. What a day of football. It's
just unbelievable. What an amazing 4 days of footy in South Australia in this last game here. It was a finals-like game. They just went toe-to-toe, and neither coach would be disappointed with losing because they couldn't ask for much more from their players. And for St Kilda just to find a bit at the end and keep pressing was just fantastic.
The game started in great spirits with two teams coming together for the Nicky Winmar apology after 30 years. And you can see the two teams embracing now. They realise what a show they've put on here tonight. What a battle. What a game.
That was brilliant. That's just a brilliant way to finish what's been a superb weekend of footy.
Righto, thanks to Fox Footy. Let's take an interview now with Collingwood, Nick Dacos.
Final siren, and I'm sure we'll take a look at some things, but it's a great win overall. I just want to quickly honour, it was great to have Nicky Winmar here, obviously 30 years ago, and it was an absolute privilege to be on the ground with him, so it was great to honour him from both clubs, and it was an awesome experience.
Well said. At three-quarter time, what was Fly's message to you? Because you had the weight of inside 50s. Was it a matter of keep doing that and you'll eventually crack them?
I think so, yeah. We just stuck to our system. I think end of the third quarter we could feel a bit of our momentum coming, so we knew we were on the right track, and fortunately we could capitalise at the start of the last.
PBs galore for you on a personal note today. 42 disposals and about 850 metres gained. I know you're not about the individual achievements, but you are having a wonderful season. How pleasing is it for you that you're in such great form?
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I wouldn't have guessed that, so that's nice. But I genuinely am just the beneficiary of players around me, so it's great, and we'll move on to next week, Essendon.
Gather round. It's been pretty awesome, and the Collingwood chant ringing out here at Adelaide Oval. It's not a home game, but it must feel like a home away from home when the Magpie Army follows you.
Yeah, best supporter base in the land. I think we feel so comfortable coming to these away trips because they come and support us, and they're our 24th man, so we love it.
You touched on Anzac Day. It is the biggest home and away game on the calendar. What a privilege it is to play in it. How excited are you for this one?
Oh, massive privilege. I think it was one of my favourite games last year playing in, and I've always watched them as a young kid, so it's a privilege to play in it, and I think there's a few boys that will play their first Anzac Day, so it's very exciting.
An impressive performance. Well done today.
Thank you.
There he is, Nick Dacos. What an impressive young man, and 42 disposals tonight. What a game from him. Unbelievable stuff. And just repeating, Collingwood have held on by 6 points. It's St Kilda's first loss of the season.
Dacos, hey, he looked fresh. Looked like he'd play 4 more quarters, Ben.
Geez, they're beautiful kids. He spoke so well then, but I caught up with them grand final week last year and spoke to both brothers, and they just speak so highly of, everyone around them. They speak so highly of their teammates. They're just a great family and just so respectful.
Right, once again, Fox Footy, here's Bobby Hill.
Here, and the support I had with my family, obviously getting a trade to come to Collingwood, and obviously having Brad there in Melbourne, my partner and my little one, full credit to them, and the body's going good.
And you got a couple of good little forwards there. You got Jamie Atta and Jack Ginnivan down there. It's pretty special working with them. It's like the next three amigos there.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. Never been in a forward line environment like that where it's in that round one where we were down by 3 or 4 goals, we're still smiling, and to get that turn out to play alongside them and the Tours as well with Ash and Checkers and Will down there as well, it's it's amazing.
And last but not least, how special was the banner today with Uncle Nicky Winmar coming down 30 years, where he took that stance. It was pretty special for two footy clubs to run through that banner.
Yeah, it is, especially what happened back then, and full credit to both clubs to come together in Adelaide, and the crowd turned out well to do that, and full credit to Uncle Nicky to come out, and it was such an honour to play this round for him, and I love him.
That's good work, brother. Keep being deadly, keep staying black, and keep killing it, brother. Good work.
There you go, Eddie Betts talking to Bobby Hill there on Fox Footy. Some great stuff. Bern, you called it, the first half was so frantic end to end, and then in that third term you said, the sting's gone out of this, and it really, there was a lull, wasn't it?
Yep.
But boy, did it reach some heights in the final term.
We see it so often, and arm wrestled for so long, and there was going to be fatigue set in because the game was played at such a frantic pace in that first half. So that set in. When that sets in, mistakes are made. Defenders can't quite get to contest. So the game can open up, and did. And Collingwood made the most of it in the first half of that last quarter. But then it was the Saints. They'll be ruining their opportunities. They just let Collingwood get away too far. Only to go down by a goal and have it in their forward 50 was they'll see that as an opportunity missed.
Barry, as a footy lover, it was really interesting to see Ross Lyons smiling after the final siren.
Laughing.
What do you read? He was laughing. What do you read into it?
Different time around, I reckon, this time for Ross. And I just read into that the fact that probably like silly old me thought that the game was done. And he just couldn't believe that in a matter of 3 quick snaps, we're back in business here. And, what I was thinking, it just reminds us every now and again, and I know it's our game and we say it, but dead set it's the best game in the world.
Yep.
It's never done. It's such a brutal sport, but it's just so beautiful.
Dom, maybe he knows in the back of his mind, if we can put that sort of effort in, I've still got a couple of players to come back. Maybe there's good stuff to come.
100%. And also, I reckon at that point in the game, there's nothing you can do from the coach's box to change it. So I reckon that smile was, you know what, the players...
Let him go.
He knows he's got a playing group that have a bit of heart.
Yeah.
And they will fight to the end. And I reckon he's gone, you know what, we're the real deal here. If we just keep head down, bum up, which he's really good at that, I think he looked at that and was really proud to see his players show some leadership and challenge Collingwood.
And you say who gets what out of this? Collingwood get the 4 point sticks, but I reckon the Saints walk away. And they just said, done with the body language of Ross, you know what? It's our first loss, but we walk away with a bit too because we're right in this comp.
Gee, that team with King up forward changes things a bit too, doesn't it?
Throw Jack Steele through the midfield as well. Clearance beast, contested footy beast. So they've got some upside, It's
a young list too, average age of 23. Yeah. Philippou and Burns. There was times in that what they will get out of tonight is massive. That's worth 20 games.
Yeah.
And so they'll build on that. Big game. They've been exposed to different circumstances against quality opposition. So St Kilda got a lot to be excited about.
Yep. Young Caminiti.
Yep.
Up forward.
Yeah.
He's a 19-year-old.
Yep.
Like the way he goes about it, flies in the air. But they're playing the right way, aren't they, St Kilda? This is a good brand. I'm a St Kilda believer now after tonight. They're playing the right way. They defend well and they can attack really well as well. And
never out of it, are they?
No.
Right.
So King, when King's back, they would be even more confidence
This is our
in attack.
Triple M Amy review. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does. Ash, have you got a bit of a wrap-up for us with the Red Z lendings?
Certainly have. Collingwood won the territory battle, 64 entries to St Kilda's 15. Saints had the last 7 inside 50s of the game. And they posted 3 goals, 2 after trailing by 26 points, 18 into the final term, and ended up losing by 6. But individually, Nick Dacos, PB, 42 touches, 850 metres gained. Josh Dacos also with a career high in terms of disposals with 30 and 500 metres gained. Tommy Mitchell, 28 and 6 clearances. Hill with 3 goals and 12 touches for the Saints. Crouch at 33 and Marshall had 25. 7 clearances and 32 hit-outs.
Ash knows he's had a good day when he stands.
He just called from under the desk.
He did.
Got the pillow to the side.
Saw a bit of a snooze before St Kilda had those last 7 entries inside 50 to turn the game around. But
the alarm clock just went off.
It certainly did, Bernie.
Great stuff. In a moment, stay with us, Collingwood. We'll follow them down into the room. Scott Pendlebury will join us here on Triple M as well. So looking forward to that one. Unbelievable game here at the Adelaide Oval. It came right down to the wire. Collingwood 10-10-70. St Kilda 9-10-64. We heard about the 42 disposals of Nick Dacos. How good is he?
Oh, brilliant.
He's a freak. I mean, it was just so good to see him live and see the way he reads the play and see his work ethic. He will, if he gets it at half back, he will not stop. He'll try and get it in the chain, get it again and again. And the thing about him, Byrne, is that he's not a selfish 42 possessions. He does the team thing when it's required.
Yep.
But when it's his turn to go, he goes, and that's what you can't teach.
Yep.
He's not worried about the individual stuff.
Yep.
He's genuinely not concerned about whether he has 42 or 20 as long as they win.
Yep. Quite often, ball-hungry players, when they'll scream for it, and if they don't get it, they spray their teammates. All they want is, I reckon Tom Mitchell used to do that a little bit at Hawthorn. You don't see any of that with Nick Dacos. He just, you didn't give it to me. Obviously, I wasn't in a great spot. Your decision, but then he moves on really quickly. So, I love him as a player. You speak to their assistants. They haven't seen anything like it.
Let's go down the Collingwood rooms. They are getting ready to belt this one out. Sung with plenty of gusto. Their season, it's been really interesting. Gee, they thrashed Port Adelaide, absolutely belted them in round 2, lost at the Gabba, so they've been a little bit up and down, but their best is very, very good.
Yeah. No, to go tonight too, boys, and he's such an important part of that engine, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And then, I reckon they do miss like Cox up forward, that big tall. You saw a few times when they had it in slow play, about 60 metres out from goal, and they're looking for someone big down there to put it on. Just so that Bobby Hill, Ginnivan, Elliott, they just feed off it. So, they add that mix into it as well. So, I think what we saw tonight, though, that's the modern game. Like the speed of ball movement, they're fast with their legs, but the speed of ball movement and how clean they are around the contest, they're going to make both these teams going to make other teams look second rate a lot of times this year.
We talked about coaches before the game. We were talking about how impressive Ross Lyon is, and when he comes to a place, he has an impact. We talked about Alistair Clarkson, but gee, what about McRae?
Yeah.
All we hear are just amazing things about him.
Let's the players be the players. They can, as long as they turn up and ready for training, they can go surfing, have some time away. You reckon they're just talking to some players there. They just absolutely love him. He respects, a bit like Ross Lyon before when we were interviewing him before. As long as you turn up to training, you can have a bit of time off after games. He lets them do their own thing. He realises that keeping players, I think modern coaches are good at this now. If you keep the players happy, they're more likely to play harder for you or turn up to training and be ready for training. So modern coaches are very good at that now, and he's one of them.
And the depth to have a plan A, plan B, plan C when he slowed the game down a little bit in that second term after the frenetic first. Collingwood controlled that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And a bit of that, it would not even be him from the box. It's just, we saw a few times Pendlebury, side bottom, just that composure.
Drilled India.
Yeah, they
know when to do it.
Yeah, it comes with games played.
Yes.
And they've both had long careers, so they've been in a lot of situations like that, and they just take the heat out of the game when it's required.
All right, big win for Collingwood by 6 points over the Saints.